Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit longer. I really tried to take my time with this piece. I really wanted the details to, be there, essentially. I wanted it to look as realistic as I can possibly make it at this point. And also I really wanted to, I was just enjoying, the process of creating this piece. So I took a little bit more time. I could have taken more, easily taken more, but by the time I'd gone to the stage, I kind of got a bit bored. I'm not gonna lie. Not bored, that's not the right word. I got impatient and I just wanted it to be done because I had other ideas that I wanted to try out. I had other drawings that I wanted to do, and I don't know, I try and stick to one at a time, purely because I want to make the drawing that I'm on the best that it can be. And I don't know, if you're not putting the hours into it, then it's not going to be. So, but then the problem with that, on the other hand, is that the other ideas that I have tend to either be forgotten or I lose interest in them before I've even had a chance to draw them. So I don't know if that's just an issue I have or if it's something that comes and goes with everyone else. I don't know. It's very frustrating. But having said that, I'm really pleased with how this piece came out. The initial cat, anyway, I did the little comic panel that I'm favouring to do at the moment, just to kind of give a little bit more of a background without having to do the entire background, if that makes sense. But that I didn't dislike the background, but I feel like it was a completely different style to what I drew the cat in. I tried to do realism, and then the leaves that he's standing on, they just didn't really flow. It looked like I just kind of cut out a picture of a cat and stuck it somewhere on this background. That being said, though, it seems to be a common theme with my art. I tend to have like a realistic part of it, or semi-realistic, and then it kind of has these little cartoony elements. So maybe that's just how I draw, maybe that's my style. I don't dislike it, it's just that it wasn't necessarily what I was going for. But hey ho. So let's talk about what I used. At the beginning there, you saw me use Copic markers, not Copic markers, well, some Copics, but also some Winsor & Newton markers on the eyes and the nose, but I haven't used them on the fur and the main body of the cat. Reason being is because I wanted the eyes to look really glassy. I wanted them to look shiny, and I don't know, I find when I'm doing smooth surfaces, it's nice to go in with the base of Copics or whatever markers you use, then go on top with the brown coloured pencils that you use, and it just it allows you to give more layers with that undertone, to give a nice kind of smooth look. But the problem, I don't really like doing it with fur, just because I like the highlights to be white, and the paper is white, and I don't know, I can't really explain why I like it. But when it comes to fur, I like to kind of start off purely with the coloured pencils. That's just the way I do things. But yeah, so I use the markers on the eyes and the nose, and then just the Prismacolor pencils on the fur. And I built up the layers, so I started with the lightest colour, which I believe was cream, and then I built up with a bunch of different oranges and yellows and mainly browns, and I wanted it to be quite a warm, toned cat. And then I tried to contrast it with the eyes being quite cool toned, and the background I just did whatever. To be honest, it's cool toned on the top, and then you got it's a very autumnal feeling piece, I feel, just purely because of the oranges and the leaves, which is funny because it's summer at the moment. It's like middle of summer and it's boiling hot, well, as boiling hot as England can get. Yeah. So what else can I talk about? Inspiration wise, I mentioned either last video or the video before, sometime in the past, how I've kind of been lacking inspiration to draw, just purely because I, then just started a new job. I can't really say I've started a new job now because I'm a month and a half in. I'm settled, but I can't really use that excuse anymore because, even though I do struggle with the inspiration sometimes, what I do is a very particular kind of thing, and there's not much variation in the day that comes to inspire you. I don't know, it's difficult, and a good part of my job that I enjoy is that I get to talk to, different patients and different people who, try and get the conversation out of them and try and learn a little bit about them that I can maybe feed off of, get, hear about their experiences. I don't know, literally clawing for anything right now. But it's difficult because when you work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, by the time you get home, you're blimmin' knackered. And the last thing you want to do is do research or study, or, do you know what I mean? It's just very difficult to be inspired when you're busy all the time, which, you can't help it. I gotta work to make the money to feed myself, to pay bills and whatnot, but I know it's difficult. So when I do come across an idea that I like, it's very exciting for me. Like, for example, the cat I really wanted to draw because I see a lot of cats where I live, and I look out my window and there's pretty much always a cat. And my parents have 2 cats who I adore, and I really want a cat, but I'm not allowed one right now. So I don't know. I guess halfway through, I think everyone gets the feeling halfway through a drawing when they're like, it's not turning out, I just want to give up, and definitely felt it with this. But, looking at it now, I'm really impressed with myself, I mean, I'm open for criticism if anyone has any, and I'd love to know what you guys think and how I could improve it of course, I was about to say if I can at all, but of course I can, because there's always room for improvement. But, there's certain things that I'm looking at that I really don't like, and there's certain things that I do like. And one of the things is the background, which is what you'll see when I get to it. But I really like how I've done the fur. To me, it looks like it's actually layered. It looks like not necessarily 3-dimensional, but it does look like there's sort of different, I don't want to say chunks because that's not the right word, but do you know what I mean? Like, there's different kind of, the parts at the back look like they're at the back. They don't just look like they're a different colour of fur, to me anyway. I don't know. I'm praising myself, but I don't know. I feel like if you feel you've done a good job, then you should praise yourself, right? But, yeah. Just kind of realised I haven't spoken much about how I actually drew this. More was moaning about how I have to work for a living in order to feed myself. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, it's I definitely enjoyed drawing this one. It was, thing is, I do like to draw animals. I do prefer to draw them. I say numerous times that I do struggle with human subjects. I have been practicing off camera. I don't feel like I'm good enough yet. I am currently working on something way out of my comfort zone, and I really like how the sketch turned out. And I'm halfway through colouring. Oh, it's coming out okay. It's just the humans are hard, the skin tones and shadows, and they are so difficult to me. Like, I take fur any day. But so at this point I'm starting on the background, and I just used Copics for the sort of sky, and I just didn't really want anything too complicated. So I just kind of did this blurry background to kind of imply there's greenery behind the cat. Should have definitely done the background before I did the cat so that it could look like the fur was blended into the background as opposed to kind of just stuck on. Like you can see, it just looks like I've just cut it out and stuck it on. But yeah, and then I did kind of like some foliage at the bottom with the Copics, and then I go over them with coloured pencil. I'm trying to tidy up the outside the cat there to make it look like it's part of the picture, but it's not really working. Yeah. There I am trying to tidy the cat up to try and make it look like it's part of the entire picture as opposed to just stuck on. I didn't stick it on, honest. But yeah, I'm just going over the leaves just to make them look more like leaves, as opposed to kind of coloured blobs on the floor. And then I did this thing where I highlighted, like, you know, the veins in the leaf. I made them white just to kind of make them stand out, and that gave it a really cartoony feel, which I feel like I could have left it like that yellow one I'm doing now. I could have left it like that, but I kind of kept going. I don't know. I don't hate it. I mean, you can tell it's a leaf. You can tell that you know what it is. It's just more of, it doesn't tie in really. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I tried. I'm not good at backgrounds anyway. I say it in every single video that I put a background on, and which is all of them. But I don't know. I like the background being there. I don't like whatever I've drawn to just be floating around in space. But that's why I definitely prefer to do the little comic panel, and I like how the cat's kind of half in it, half out. But yeah, I say it every time that I'm not very good at backgrounds, and yet I always do a background. I don't know. I do like the effect, but yeah. Anyway, just clearing up the edges there, and then we're done. Thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know what you think and any criticisms, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!